Hey everyone, it is January 21st on Read Through the Word, and we are making our way slowly but surely through the ancient words of the wise friends of Job, Bildad, Eliphaz, and gosh, what was the other one's name? I've read it so many times, you'd think I'd have these names memorized. Eliphaz, Bildad, and okay, now I can't find the third friend's name, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. You notice that these names are not repeated in the Bible. Please notice that when you're reading the Bible. I mean, there's a lot of names that are repeated. And I don't want to say 100%, but I don't recall seeing these names. And I'm quite sure they're probably not in the baby book's name, in the book of baby names. Oh my goodness. Again, I want to reiterate, if you're struggling with the content of Job, if you are having some problems with processing the storyline, it being very familiar to you, perhaps it's bringing up things that you thought were buried and gone, or you have no idea now they're memories. That has happened to me before. I encourage you to find a friend and talk about it with them. If you are in counseling, have been to counseling, maybe revisit that. Look up with your counselor, hook up with your counselor. And if you just want to share maybe a Reader's Digest version, or even not even details, just, hey, I'm struggling with this. Could you guys pray for me? That's really kind of all we need. On our Facebook page or on the daily post for today's lesson, or anytime during our study of Job, really anytime during the Bible, but especially during these days. We try to refrain from telling our life story on our comment section, just to protect the each person. And today where are we? Let's see. We've got Job discussing. He's responding to Bildad, and he's got a couple responses to Bildad, and then Job's talking some more with his friend Zophar. That's the other one. Bildad, Eliphaz, and Zophar. And so I just took a general key verse for today's reading, 8:1. And today and tomorrow kind of piggyback one another, actually. I love when God does that. And then surprises me when he does it as I'm writing. And I'm like, oh gosh. I sat down to record and realize they really go nicely together. So just kind of an overall picture of responding to people that are in a similar situation as Job. If we haven't been a Job, and I realize to that extent, it's very rare for someone to be a modern day Job to that extent. But I do have very dear friends who we have referred to as Jobette or Jobetta, because they have had what seems like their amount of heartache and trouble and hurt and pain and someone else's, right? Maybe you know someone like that. Maybe you are a Jobetta. Maybe you're a Job, and you know how you were treated by people and it wasn't kind, or you were on the giving end of that We want to just know how to respond to people when they are troubled, like Job is, and how to encourage. And I put a couple quotes here in one of the quotes is where we're going to build our lesson from Oswald Chambers. And if you'll notice, I put, now OC has something going on with his thought. OC is my nickname for Oswald Chambers. I'm not being disrespectful to him. I just feel like I know him, and we're just kind of friends. I've been reading his stuff for a really long time, so I just call him OC. But Elmer Smick is someone that I had not heard of. Well, I have seen his name before. I'm not going to say that I haven't. But his comment was a little interesting to me. And I just thought I would just respond back to his comment. Again, with the precept or the concept of helping people who are struggling. Then Bildad the Shuhite replied to Job. What did he reply? That's kind of where I'm going. So Elmer says this: if Job would only take the time to consider ancient tradition, he would find that God only does right. Sinners get just punished, and good men are blessed with health and prosperity. I know that Bildad meant well. And I know that these are truths, that sinners get punished and good men are blessed in health. And there are some truths into the things that Bildad has said to Job. There are some things that are true. But you know what, Elmer? Sometimes we don't have time to stop to consider anything other than our next breath and our own pain. So to respond to someone that is in this situation by saying, God's got this. He's got a plan, and these that have hurt you and whoever's hurt you, they're going to be punished. And do you have any unconfessed sin in your life? Now, you can ask those questions once you've earned the right to ask those questions. They're in your circle, and you can ask those questions if that person's in your circle. And perhaps Bildad is in that inner circle of Job. But you also not only have to learn to read the room. You have to learn to know what the right timing of asking such questions are. So it was kind of a little just had a word to say about Elmer. But I loved OC. The biggest benediction one man can find in another is not his words, but that he implies, I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to your problem. All I can say is that God alone must know. Let us go to him. The biggest thing you can do for those who are suffering is not talk platitudes. Not to ask questions, but to get into contact with God, and the greater works will be done by his prayer. Oswald Chambers says the greater work is prayer. Not to seek to do greater work for God, but greater work is prayer. When you don't know what to say, remember it's okay to say nothing. It's okay that you don't say anything at all. We do not have to fill the space with words. Silence demonstrates self-discipline. Especially for those of us, and I have this in me. I just want to fix this for you. I love you. I care for you. Or even if I don't even know you and I become aware of your problem, like maybe third or fourth person removed, I hear of a problem. How can I help? Have they thought about this? That is my instinct. And helping, and an instinct to help and a heart to help is not wrong. But the self-discipline just to sit silent with someone is a beautiful thing. It's okay. Praying silently is profitable and is the greater work. While you're sitting there silent with this person or in this situation, you can pray, but silently pray. Do the greater work, or just surround them with the greater work of prayer. Pray it, don't say it, is a great motto. This difficult for like I said, for girls, and I'm speaking from girls, boys, guys, because I'm not a guy. But from a girl who likes to talk, who likes to solve, who doesn't like silence. I don't. I get it natural. I get it. It's in my DNA. My daddy never liked silence. We would go, Dad, it's okay. You don't. I mean, bless his heart. He's with Jesus right now, and he's probably just talking up a storm. But it's okay to pray it. In fact, let that be a motto. Pray it and don't say it. And ask God, as you're praying silently, doing that greater work, help me be disciplined to be quiet. And if there is something I need to say, help me, number one, know what that is that I need to say and when it is that I need to say it. We'll see you next time on Read Through the Word.